Millia as a character has the tools to be less risky, where is kind of has to full sail some things, right?
Yeah. I think Millia's a better mix-up character in that sense. She has a lot more control over the match and her own movement and spacing, where Ino has hover dash and dive and an air dash. But even then, she can only be like certain spots.
Right.
And some of them kind of slow and committal. It's not the best. And then, defensive-wise, they're both about the same. They don't have a meterless reversal. Their meter reversals aren't that good. It's kind of hard to come back.
We're getting right, I think, already to it. I don't think K20 gets any breaks. I think we're going right into it against Gwen. Now, we're speaking of mix, Bridget, right?
Yeah.
This character getting a lot of, traction, being a lot of, counterpick characters. I think this is a great counterpick character. How do you feel?
Yeah, it's hard. I think what's really good about Bridget is she's very malleable and just very kind of hard to throw a wrench into, depending on how you want to play. We've seen characters out there like Hotashi's picked up Bridget recently. Right. We have Witch Hazel's been playing them. Super Noon's been playing them a bunch. Yep. And all of them play a little bit different, but for the most part, she's pretty airtight with strings and setups and the mix-ups and stuff. And there's a little more flexibility on how you want to approach the matchup and what kind of extra things you want to put in. And then just having a really far-range buttons and being able to come in and out of the spacings that you want is just really good.
Yeah, I feel like this is what Ino kind of would like to have, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It feels like the knockdown is a little bit more real with her. And I think that, having those big normals and whatnot means that K20 has to find the jumps at the right timing. It has to make them count, because I don't think you can be as mobile and aerial against this matchup. You have to be a little more grounded. I have total faith in K20. We've seen so many dash far slashes, which is a fantastic button, very fast button. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see also how their defense is on knockdown.
Yeah, the air stuff I'm not very familiar with. I've seen this matchup a little bit, but I think depending on the players, the kind of air situation between rolling movement and how Millia wants to move can be pretty up there. Good thing about Bridget is I think her 2K does low-profile Capel, so I hope we'll see Gwyn low-profile some of K22's Capels and then try to punish them with 5H.
Did you see that from Gwen? Wow.
Yeah.
Taking an early burst like that, too, matters so much, because now you get to just, get him into a knockdown situation like we're going to see right here.
Drops the combo, but keeps up the pressure, which is good.
No
Still on the meter lead and going to break the wall. No! Oh! Tries the anti-air. Nice run through.
Wow,
run under.
Great use of BRC.
Yeah.
I haven't seen. I think it's a good sign when people are getting used to using BRC, because it's
very good.
witch time. Like, you guys are playing Bayonetta, it's like a mini witch time where it slows down, gives you time to visualize and react to the situation at hand.
There's a lot of people who, lab their pressure in mix-ups, and they're like, oh, okay, if they do this, they can't be here. But all of a sudden, there's a gap, and they blew RC, and you're like, oh, no, can they run under me? What happens? Getting out of the pressure there, side switching. I like K22 repositioning a lot. I think that's really good against Bridget. She wants you in a certain range and wants you to hit buttons. So as long as you're kind of sticking out of that, you should be fine. Another tap dust. Just going to go ahead and try to get positive, not dropping it this time. So, goes to the reset instead. Try to kill in the corner. Ooh, goes a little great with the throw.
Yeah, K20 so apt to up back, and it's really kind of paying off. Also, great use of the double jump we kind of saw earlier too. I think this would be one thing against that. Speaking of airtight, one has to make sure that it's sealed, because then you just escape.
Yeah. Millia's slippery like that. She is one of the fast characters in the game, and I'm sure because of that, she can get through Bridget pretty damn well.
The DP getting clipped by the disc. We're doing it again. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, do it again. Throw into set 2S. Pretty standard stuff here. Rolling movement. Yeah.
I wonder if it's kind of hard for K20 to check the roll too. I mean, it might be a situation where it's just all right, it's already coming at me. I'd rather just take the blocking situation than challenge.
You gotta already be where Bridget's gonna be. A lot of times I'll either jump with jump H. I play Soul, for example. You gotta kind of cover that airspace, because she's pretty defenseless while doing it. You can even air throw it, and they'll use it a lot to just reposition. They're not always trying to hit you.
But I'm guaranteed that K20 is going to get that confidence, as we're already seeing the match play in their favor here. We already know how it is. Bridget kind of falls apart, doesn't have very much in the guts department. But once, holding their own so far here. But momentum is already on K20's side. Going to get the knockdown and the frame kill in the process.
Yeah. I think K22's sense of timing and offense here is really good. And you really need that from Millia to keep mix-ups going. Doesn't really use meter to extend pressure so much, except for that example. But for the most part, really just relying on neutral and button timings. And you see he's getting a hit back, or just being safe about it.
We're in the process of getting it perfect. Well, we were in the process of getting it perfect, but here comes Gwen. Not going to go quietly here.
Not going to get the hit. Gets out. Ooh, yeah. I like that mix-up. Yeah, playing patient here especially. I mean, you don't want to fall into Bridget's hands, and unless they have a plan after you block their string they're used to, you should be fine. Yeah,
that's one of those things we were talking about earlier where, like, as soon as she throws it out, I think the answer, if it's not airtight, is to just double jump back. And we saw the compel, like, zigzag, and that really threw Gwen off. But we're back in that same scenario. Going to go RC, burst out. Burst. Yeah, going all the way to the other side of the screen.
Yeah, they're really letting K20T00 reposition here. I think that's like the biggest thing. You really don't want Millia to get away with movement without being pressured for it. You can make it to her. Bridget's pretty quick.
Yeah, her ability to transverse the screen, like you said, reposition is going to be like, it's being so valuable here. Okay, we're introducing the throw and the strike throw mix up. Here we go.
Slash 2S, pretty standard. What's after this though? Yep, jumps again.
Up back. Yeah, up back has just been kind of the bane for Gwen. Here we go. Going to make some bar up here very soon.
Reset here.
Knockdown.
Yep.
I
knew the switch
thought
side.
That we're going to cross up, but that's why I'm not playing.
Yeah. Doesn't throw it.
You're going to hold on to the burst here. Play very patient.
They have a life lead. They just got to catch Millia. I wouldn't like commit to anything here. I mean, you can set. Just didn't get the. Oh my god! Oh my god! These scrambles are insane. Neither of them are touching each other. They're both just trying to end the round.
Oh my god, that was like such a tense scenario. And it was like tense from like full screen, right? We see like Bridget just do like jump S to cover a certain height of the screen, but Millia can go above and beyond that as we saw them land with the JH to seal out the game.
Yeah. Watching him more, I think K20T00 definitely wants people to kind of be afraid of their movement. Let him move around by himself, because he's not afraid to air you if he sees you come up with him. You want to throw a wrench into this plan, you got to stop her moving around. You shouldn't be allowed to reposition without a little bit of punishment or start pressure, especially with Bridget.
Yeah, I do agree with that. Like, and I think maybe what might help Gwen out later on is really committal is maybe if they're in that scenario again, maybe snap it with a 2H. 2H is probably one of the few things that you can actually reach out there. But it doesn't matter. Yeah. Gwen taking the first game. I'm not going to say
Don't jinx it.
I'm not going to jinx it.
Don't jinx it.
But let's go, Gwen. Let's go, Gwen. Come on.
I'm rooting for the Bridget.
Let's go. No nice bias, but we want to see close games. That's what I want to see.
Exactly. Doing a little bit better space control here. I like the use of the airborne jump S, I believe it is.
RC goes low this time, but nothing.
Jumping again. Just jump.
Call off of it, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think K20T00 is going to respect any of the pressure. They're going to find that gap and fuzzy jump out every time. I like that. Good use of airspace. Again with
Speaking
the
of airspace, yeah, Capel is doing mad work.
Yeah.
Right, knocked down off the 2D.
Gotta interrupt him. Or duck the Capel. It's not active for very long, so you have a move like 2K that kind of puts you down. You can actually kind of low profile under it and then hit them after. You only need to knock her down. She's allowed to roam, you're in the red.
Great extension off the 6B there. K20 even it right up. Let's see if Gwen can get one on the board. We don't want to make it too free here.
Round start hair card. Crazy.
I think.
But knows the round start, I imagine.
A little BM.
No, run with it. Run with it. No, they got to hold it. Absolutely. Something's working. Side switch.
If it works, right?
Yeah. Another Capel. Oh, it's a safe jump, though. In spots like that, you want to run under her, for sure. She's coming down on you, and there's a little bit of space.
She ran out of life. So
yeah,
that's a wrap there. And I think joking about the hair card earlier, I think that was just a statement from K20 is just like, all right, we had some fun with that last round. Let's clean it up, move on.
Yeah, absolutely. You can start representing that stuff when you got them on the ropes for sure. It makes it even harder for them to try to get grips of what's happening. We saw some good adaptations from Gwen. I just think usually when they got Millia down to earth and sitting there, she just jumped out every time. Without any sort of risk, anything like that. She just got out for free, get out of field, get out of
get out of dodge, yeah.
Yeah.
You're absolutely correct on that. Yeah, the up backs really were kind of the bane for Gwen there. And I think not just Gwen, we saw it last a lot for Tickle as well. Mm-hmm. So you're letting the character that can double jump, double air dash, excuse me, and Capel out have these